Hi. So you'll be in the green room here with me while I change keys. I'd like to start today's presentation with a song by Faith Rivera. Faith so embodies taking the message, walking the talk, and living it with such joy. If you ever have had a chance to see her or watch some of her videos, she's just fantastic. And this song is called Called to Be. I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver. Abundance I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be, called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God. You are one in me. We're called to be. We are called to be kindness, set the broken-hearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain has run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath your wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth we seek. We are called to be everything. We are called to be, called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God. You are one in me. We're called to be. I'm going to put this on a speaker view so I could see you all. Hi, everybody. It's so good to be home at Unity of the Keys. And the reason I chose that song is she talks a lot about intentions in your life, like your dharma, the big picture, integrity in what you do and in your action, and what fuels your life. It's really a big topic. And when I decided I wanted to talk about intentions, I thought this could be a series of talks. This isn't just one thought. But the part that I want to zone in on is how the intention within you fuels your everyday actions, the little pieces of your life. So, like a lot of us, I spend some time reading books that inspire me. And Lately, I've been reading this book. It's called Fire of Love. It's by Adil Pakilvala and sorry, and Adil and Savitri founded Purna Yoga, which is the yoga that I'm practicing. It's a mix of asana and meditation and philosophy and lifestyle. And the physical asana is based on Iyengar yoga, alignment yoga. And I'm actually teaching a class on Tuesday morning on Zoom. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, I'll be around afterwards and I'll tell you about that. Just a shameless promotion there. So the inspiration for this talk started with something I was reading in the book. I'm reading this chapter about integrity. And Adil says, as a Purna Yoga teacher, we'll say in the beginning of class, and set your intention for your practice today. And it just like struck me. It was like, oh, wow, I have a daily yoga practice. And do I have a clear intention every time I step on the mat? No. I mean, sometimes I just go and, I have a general intention. I want to keep my back supple. I want to be youthful. I want to be healthy. So, I mean, I have a good intention for getting on the mat. But am I really in that moment? Or am I just going through the motions? Am I just stretching this and putting that leg there? So I went to the mat thinking, all right, I'm going to do 20 minutes where I'm really thinking about what is the intention of every movement I'm making. How is my breath involved in this? What is this stretching your toes and your hands? So I'm going to encourage you to do this with me. Just hold your hands up and make a fist, and then go back and forth with your wrists. Make a fist and open a few times and go back and forth. Okay, now I want you to do it. Make a fist and feel every digit, every part of your hand, and open it wide and spread out and feel every part of your hand. And now go back and forth with your wrist and really feel your wrist. Really feel the intention of opening up your wrist, and then release your hands. So what a difference, right? Like you were following directions, so you were doing it, you felt something. But then when you really pay attention, when you really have an intention, completely changes what you're doing. So it's like a big like aha moment for me, where I was on the mat doing my pretty much do the same morning yoga exercise, and suddenly it had a completely different meaning. It was like every part of me was so involved in it. And that's why I thought, how much of my life am I going through like this? How much of my life am I just going from habit, from simple repetition, from just, what's customary to do in that circumstance? And how much am I really aware of why I'm doing it and of exactly what I'm doing? And this example I just showed you, that was just about yoga. So that's like just one little part. you know I started to think about it in everything. I started to think, like, what kind of intention do I have when I brush my teeth? Like, that's something everybody does every day, right? So you brush your teeth, yeah, you have a good reason for brushing your teeth. You want to clean your teeth. But every action, every move, every intention has at least three whys to it, right? So the first why, let's think, okay, I'm brushing my teeth because I want to clean the bacteria that gathered in the night. Why again? Because I want to have a beautiful smile and white teeth. Why again? Because I love to eat, so I want to make sure my teeth are healthy so I can eat. And then, like a bonus, why I'm brushing my teeth because I want to love my body and love myself. So I want to fill myself with love. So all these different intentions for something that you just normally don't even think about. You just brush your teeth. Uh, one thing that came to me about brushing my teeth is I read this book Limitless by Jim Quick. I think I've mentioned him to y'all before, and he said, start your day by brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. So like that changes it totally, because suddenly you have to be really aware of brushing your teeth. So here's something, like you do something customarily every day, like you put on your right sock, or you put your right foot into your pants, or your right arm into your shirt. So if you consciously did something differently, it would bring your awareness to the action. So that's one way to bring your awareness to the action. So we make a lot of decisions, during our day. We take a lot of small actions during our day. And most of it's, by route. Most of it we don't really think about. So there are many different ways to make yourself more aware. And one of them is just changing the customary way that you do it, just to bring your attention to it. So I like to link all these spiritual awakenings to practical, to bring them into my life. And this is generally what I like to talk to you all about. Um, and in the synchronicity of what you're thinking about, as I was thinking about this, I found this quote by a man, Randy Paul Gage. He's written several self-help books, and his story is super interesting because he was a juvenile delinquent, went to jail as a juvenile juvie jail, and then built a really successful life after that, kind of pulled himself together. And he said, you don't create your future, you create your daily habits, and they create your future. So don't you love this whole idea that you don't have to have the entire giant picture in front of you all the time, that every little thing you do can be building this future, this more aware life. And a wise woman said, you don't luck into integrity, which I consider to be like truth in your actions, right? Integrity. You don't luck into integrity, you work at it. And this wise woman's name is Betty White. Don't you love her? I just love her. I mean, not only is she funny, she's like actually has some wise stuff to say. So I have a daily meditation practice. And in my practice, my intention is just to make contact with the divine self, with the divine light within me. That is my intention. I feel like if I can make this part of me real, that it will influence and be a part of the rest of my life, the rest of my day and my actions. And I want it to be as real to me as my thoughts, my emotions, my skin. I want this part to be just as real. And I know that this divine self is filled with love. It is light. It's filled with joy, peace, humility, compassion. It's filled with all the good stuff that I want to be the intentions in my life. So the more aware of this self I am, the more I can find it when I open my toolbox. So that's how I look at that. And later we'll do a little meditation where we touch base with that. So there's a certain humility, a certain youthful freshness, like a beginner's mind, when you take the things that you've done by route and you look at it new, like brushing your teeth or going to the yoga mat. It's kind of a beautiful, exciting feeling to think that everything that you do just by habit could become fresh, could become new. Now, you do a million things. I don't remember the number. It's like thousands of things each day, right? Each thought, each action, each emotion. Be hard to like be totally on top of each every single one every moment. So what if we did a little spot check with ourselves? That you just pick a time, 2 o'clock every day, and just check in with what you're doing at that time and see, like, what is my intention for doing this? Why am I doing this? Am I just doing this because it's what's expected of me? Am I just doing this because, I've always done it this way? Just take a look at it, re-examine it, see if there is a purpose for what you're doing, or see if you can bring a purpose to it. So let's face it, this is lifelong work. This is not something you're going to do tomorrow and it's done, one and done, right? This is like part of our spiritual practice and part of why we all love coming to Unity, which is a practical practice of bringing this spiritual awareness into your daily life, right? So, I mean, what does that look like to bring spiritual practice into your daily life? It means that when you make a cup of tea, it has meaning. It's not just leaves in a cup, but it has meaning. It has nourishment. It has love. It means when you smile at your neighbor, you're really sharing something from within yourself. The Dalai Lama said, "The purpose of our life needs to be positive. We weren't born with the purpose of causing trouble, of harming others. For our life to be of value, I think we must develop basic good human qualities: warmth, kindness, compassion. Then our life becomes meaningful and more peaceful." That quote came from this book, The Book of Joy, which I think y'all are doing a class at Unity of the Keys right now on the Book of Joy. I love this book. I keep this book by my bedside and I go back to it over and over and over. And the whole back of it has all these different practices. It has joy practices, it's called. How wonderful is that, right? To practice joy. There's also a quote in there from Desmond Tutu. If you're not familiar with this book, it's this meeting between the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who are longtime friends, and they met. They met to celebrate the Dalai Lama's 80th birthday, although I think it happened a couple of years after because there was some difficulty in travel. But they did finally meet, and there was a Douglas Abrams helped to write this book. He was there as a facilitator. It's such a great book. And Desmond Tutu says in this book, he says, "You are made for perfection, but you are not yet perfect. You are a masterpiece in the making." I love this quote. To think that all this love, compassion, all these incredible intentions and light live within you. And you're just figuring out how to touch base with it and how to make that part of what you do. So you're in the process of evolution. I mean, just because we came out of this swamp and all the cells like developed into this body, it doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean that we evolved and we stopped. The evolution is a process, and we are still evolving. Physically, we may still be evolving, but also there are so many aspects to our being, and these parts are evolving. One of the reasons that I chose Purna Yoga is because it's kind of a complete practice that ties together these different aspects: the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the energetic. the smallest part of it is really just on the mat. And I feel that when you work to combine all these different aspects of yourself, you really work on transformation. You really work on the evolution of your soul. The more so one of the questions I had was, when you have this spiritual awareness, how does it show up in your life? Like, what's different? Maybe what's different is just the way you feel about what you're doing. Or maybe what's different is the things and the people and the places you're drawn to. Like, maybe you're drawn to Key West or to Asheville, or maybe you're drawn to play an instrument, or you're drawn to take a particular yoga class in a particular type of yoga, or maybe you're drawn to a certain kind of meditation. You feel these pull. The more you spend time thinking about these things and being aware of it, you feel pulls to different things. I know all of you have experienced this, because it's one of the reasons you're here this morning. Is we're pulled to community. We're pulled together. We're pulled to hear the stories of each other. And how are you figuring this out? You're listening to me talk about some of the ways that I'm figuring this out. And maybe some of that really does, relate to you. Maybe it doesn't, but how do you relate to that? What do you do in your life? Like, in your meditation, or when you're in your garden, or when you're at your job, or when you're making a meal? What goes through you? What are you drawn to that you can bring this inner light to? So these are our lofty aims. So let me get back a little bit to the intentions of your actions. In a way, the intention is even more important even than the action itself. So I was in a yoga class with Adil, and he was talking about the intention to straighten your leg in, I think it was just Trikonasana. He was teaching a class, and it was a student who was having trouble straightening their leg. And he was talking about externally rotating your bone and feeling the ground and all these things, and the intention to straighten your leg. And he said, the intention is more important, and it's of more benefit to your body than actually straightening your leg. Because with the intention, you are in your leg. You are aware of your leg. You're aware of your bones. You're aware of your skin. You are in your body, which is really the practice of yoga, not straightening your leg, but the awareness of your body. So I'm using a lot of yoga metaphors because I spend a lot of time doing yoga, and it's relevant to me. But I think you know what I mean. That it's it's in the it's being in it, not doing it. It's being in your body. It's being in the food, the smell, the colors. It's not so much the meal, but it's everything you put into it that makes it so delicious. Yeah. And for this reason, the great Indian philosopher Sri Aurobindo said, all life is yoga. Because what he meant is that every little piece, to be really in it. I think Baba Ramdas Ramdas said this. He said, "Be here now, not here, but be in everything you're doing, everything you're saying, everything you're doing. Be in that, and in that way, the intention becomes clear." And this isn't just true of your actions, it's also true of your thoughts, and your emotions. I was having lunch with Elaine Silver the other day. I think most of you probably know her. Wonderful singer and speaker, songwriter. And I was telling her that I was speaking this Sunday and how I was really enjoying doing this more often. I've been on Zoom playing music for different centers and speaking for different centers. And I was really enjoying it. And I really wanted to pursue it more. And that I'd been really lazy about contacting other places to set up this work. And she was like, "Why are you saying you're lazy? Like, why would you say that about yourself?" I was like, and I said it more than once without even thinking. And if you know me, you know, like lazy is probably not probably a word you'd use to describe me. It's like a kind of like pathetically, not pathetically. I'm pretty driven. So I thought, oh, why did I say that? And it wasn't even the delicious way of saying lazy, like you're having like, oh, you know, you're floating in the pool, you know, with a glass of wine. No, no, no. This was like I was failing or something because I hadn't like gone ahead and like booked more work. It's like, what is the intention for that? And she said, no. She goes, "You're not lazy. It just wasn't the right time. Or you were doing something else. And when you're ready to do it, you will." I thought, okay, thank you for girlfriends. Thank you for being pulled to people that we can talk to that can call you out on stuff, that can say, "What? Lazy? What are you talking about?" Or, you know, that we all have a girlfriend that says, "Do I look fat in this?" You know, it's like, what is that question? Of course not. You're beautiful. You're my friend. You know. So, without getting into this whole other rabbit hole of the intentions behind your thoughts, it's the same as the intention behind your actions. What fuels it? Where is the source for that? How much of what you think and what you feel is rote? How much of it is just custom, just habit? So, another little spot check to do, you know, oh, why did I say that? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What is my intention? A reporter once asked Mahatma Gandhi, he said, "What is your message to the world? What would you like to tell the world?" And Mahatma Gandhi looked at him. He looked him in the eyes and he slowly said, "My life is my message." Because this was a man who really, he had his intention crystal clear. And it took him a while to get there, too. You know, he was older by the time he was that clear. So it is a lifelong work. And remember, we are still evolving. And this is what I want to say to you: a better you equals a better us, makes a better community. I just had a look at the time. I've kind of gone on, haven't I? As you can tell, it's a meaningful subject to me. Let's see. I wanted to take a short meditation with you on this. So be comfortably seated, and if you're like me and you're short statured, sit forward in your chair so that your feet can be firmly on the ground. Like, I know if I sit all the way back in a chair, my feet aren't really, they touch the ground, but they're not really present. So just sit so that your feet are firmly on the ground, and rest your hands in your lap with your palms up. And if you're comfortable to do so, close your eyes. And just take a minute to deepen your breath. And now I ask you to take the middle fingertip of your right hand to your heart center. And your heart center is in the middle of your chest. It's armpit height. You'll find like a little divot there. and just gently massage that. Right behind this place in your heart center is the doorway to the light of your divine self. So visualize that light. It's as real as your thoughts, your feelings, and your skin. It's a real part of you. And gently release your hand to your thighs. And as you inhale, feel that light expanding in your chest. And just feel it expanding throughout your arms, down to your fingers, throughout your whole torso, through your pelvis, down through your legs, all the way to the ground. And back from the ground, up your legs, into your spine. Up your spine all the way. Your neck, the back of your head, top of your head, your entire face illuminated by this light. Down your throat, back to your heart center, and feel that your whole body is light. I am light. Beauty of this light surround my life. Let the beauty of this light surround my life. And slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Back to the space your body occupies in the room. Back to the senses, the sounds, smells, light behind your closed eyes. And slowly open your eyes. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to Thank you. Thank you, everybody.